So I've just come back from Taiwan. It's one of my favourite places to go, and it's on the top of my list on the places that I'd actually want to spend some time outside of Thailand or Bangkok. I think it's got a lot of pros in Taiwan, and it often gets overlooked. So I'm going to go over some of the reasons why it gets overlooked, some of the pros and cons, and why you may want to think of it as a place, especially as an underrated hidden gem. You may want to look at moving to, or at least spending some more time there. So just to give you a bit of background about Taiwan, where is it? It's in the south part of East Asia. Its demographics, it's got around 23 million people. It's a small island just off of South China. It's a country, without getting too political. Its language is Mandarin, or Taiwanese as they like to call it. Its weather is subtropical in the south in Kaohsiung, but in the north it does have seasons. So if you're staying in Taipei, which is in the north part of the island, it does have cooler winters, but that's contrasted by hot, humid summers. Most of the population is in the west of the island, whilst the east is very mountainous and not that inhabited. So what are some of the pros of living in Taiwan or Taipei? First for me is the nature. I think nature's a big part of why I like Taipei and Taiwan. Like I said before, the whole eastern kind of part of the island is virtually uninhabited, and you've got the whole mountain range. But if you're living in Taipei, you're so close to nature. You can be living in central Taipei. You've got Elephant Mountain right next door, so within a few minutes you can be hiking. You've got national parks within about 30 to 40 minutes that's accessible by MRT or buses. You've got beaches nearby. And if you want to kind of explore the island to the south part, you've got tropical beaches that I think are virtually as good as places in Southeast Asia as well. So nature's a big part. The other is the weather. Now, the weather can be a bit contradictory, but for me, I think it's pleasant all of the year round. It doesn't have the coldness of places in Europe, so it doesn't get into negative. Especially if you're living in the south of the island, I think it's great weather. Yes, you do have typhoons and storms, etc., so that is a concern, but I think for the most part, the weather is good. Thirdly is the cost. I think the cost, if you're looking for pound for what you get, for what you pay, I think it's one of the best in the world. I think it's been nominated as having some of the best roads in the world. The MRT's mainly up there as one of the best in the world. I personally think it's got some great airlines. The airport's great. It's just fantastic, and it all comes at a very reasonable cost. Yes, it's not as cheap as places in Vietnam, but if you compare it for the likes of Tokyo, it's about half the price, I think. Fourth is the safety. Big factor for me. I think if you're comparing it to other kind of European cities, American cities, particularly Latin American cities, I think the safety is just unheard of. Very typical in kind of East Asian culture. They're normally very safe places, so that's a big aspect if you are looking to move there. Fifth is the convenience. I think the convenience is, like many other big cities in East Asia, you just have that convenience. 7-Elevens, Family Marts, you can get everything. You have the online version as well. It's just a very convenient place to live. And lastly is the travel. I think I mentioned this before, but in the kind of travel, if you want to get away in the island for day trips or even for a weekend, you can easily get away through high-speed trains, or if you just want to get away for the afternoon, etc. There's nature and travels all nearby, so it's a great place if you're into kind of the outdoor activities. What are some of the cons for me personally? If I was to live there, it would be the taxes. I think the taxes aren't great there. I think you've got a lot better other options in Southeast Asia if you're looking for tax friendliness, such as Malaysia, Thailand. So maybe if you're looking to kind of fit it into a portfolio, maybe don't spend over 183 days there. Goes with the taxes as well. I think the visas aren't as easy to get as places like the Philippines, Indonesia, Thailand, Malaysia. They have introduced digital nomad visas. They do have a golden visa. They're quite hard to get. I think it's something the Taiwanese government needs to kind of work more on, is that area, is kind of making it more open. Thirdly is the food, and that's quite a controversial one, but many people love Taiwanese food, and I get it. I think it's definitely see why people like it. I personally don't like it, but saying that, if you're living in a big city in Taipei, you do have different food options available for you. Some of the other big ones is the language. Obviously, they speak Mandarin, which is Chinese, or they call it Taiwanese. Um, I think, unlike other cities such as Singapore, obviously, KL, Bangkok, you do need to speak a bit of Mandarin to get around. There's not that large expat population, which is another kind of con if you like that thing. So to really get the most out of it, it is best to learn a bit of Mandarin. It'll help you get a long way. And also kind of join in with the locals and have a kind of deeper experience within Taiwan. So why does it get overlooked, and why aren't more people talking about Taiwan or moving to Taiwan or Taipei? I think we've touched on it quite a bit with the visa situation, the political situation. But in my opinion, I've thought about this a lot, is that it's kind of a mixture of Southeast Asia and East Asia, China and Japan, without doing any of it better than other Southeast Asian cities or countries do, or other East Asian cities or countries do. For example, I think Japan's got more of a thrill factor to it. Tokyo's definitely got more of a thrill factor to it. The food's better, it's more vibrant. If you're looking for better cost or cheaper cost of living, shall I say, you've got places like Vietnam, KL, Penang, even Bangkok to a certain extent. I think it's a bit cheaper. The weather, it's not exactly, if you're living in Taipei, it's not exactly tropical all year round. People can move from Northern Europe or North America to get that kind of, to escape the winter. The language barrier is definitely a big one without a big expat population. But if I was to conclude, I would say that it's definitely a place to have on your radar or to look to. I'd say try it out for a few months. Again, the tax situation isn't the best. The visa options aren't the best, but with most European, North American countries, you can get 90 days there. Go try it out, go experience it, and just see what it's like. I think if you're a person that loves kind of nature, outdoors, and you want a good infrastructure and good convenience at kind of not as high price as a Western major city, I think Taipei can be a great option for you to especially look at.